Hey. Great evening, everybody. It is Happy Wellness Wednesday. It's your girl, Kat. You are joining me live on Chat with Kat and Friends Network YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel just yet, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to my channel. Get all that great information. Get to know several wonderful Black businesses in this area in Baltimore. We have a few from North Carolina. We have, oh my gosh, it just reaches. It just reaches. We have VA. Yes, my girl Kiana from VA. Look, you guys. I'm just chiming in to say hello, happy Wellness Wednesday to you. I am praying that you are having a wonderful day, that you had a wonderful day, work day, what school day, whatever you were doing. School summer break is here. Many kids are still in school. Are your children in school? What is going on around town in your area, wherever you are, right here in Be More? What are your kids doing for the summer? There are some programs out there. I do have a few flyers on my Facebook page, and yes, Facebook Emerging to Wellness page, and also Chat with Cat and Friends page. If you know of other opportunities for you to be productive, right, to have some leadership and some qualities instilled in them, whether it's a week, 2 weeks, a month, for the entire rest of the summer, please let me know, whatever the case may be, whether it's free, and we love free up in here, whether it's free or it has a fee and a cost and different things. Don't think about it, just share it, because you never know who might make that connection with that particular organization or with the activities that are taking place. So just send it out or share it your own self on your social media, text it out or send it to me, because I'll definitely do that as well. I love the connecting, the sharing, and all of those great things. Hey, great evening. I love hey, Chris. My day is going well. Thank you so much for asking. Hey, Chris, my day is going well. Look, I love the connecting, getting the information, giving the information, pouring in, and that's what Chat with Cat and Friends, this network is all about. Was developed, and you seen. Look, go back to some of the earlier stages, and thank you oh so very much to those who started out with me and who are still hanging in there. Thank you so much for all of your support, all of your prayers, your encouragement, all of those things. My girl, Simone Sky, who was that in the beginning? See, I did not write this down because I kind of go off the cuff sometimes. Do y'all notice that? I sometimes, yeah, it just comes from here and it goes up here and it just comes out my mouth. And I just, it just flows. It just flows. And sometimes I'm like, I don't know, it doesn't flow exactly right, but still giving shout outs on today for those, especially who started out in those earlier months, who said yes, didn't even know what. And look, I had my little my technical issues and all of those things, but God be praised for growth. I am not still there yet, still growing, still praising God, still reaching out, making connections, still what building bridges and all of those great things, um rewriting the statements of history, right? Kicking doors down, knocking you, all of that. Yep, still doing all of that. So God be praised for your life on today. I'm ecstatic that you are joining me on this evening, that you will take part and see this live at some point in time. I'm praying that it will bring you some inspiration, that it will bring you encouragement and empowerment to get up and do something, whatever it is that's on your heart, that God has placed on your heart as a compassion or as a force to compel you to do something, to say something that will help somebody, be of help to somebody. And you know what? It will bless you as well. It will bless you as well. And you will continue in his will and in his way. And he will continue to bless you. And it's just synonymous that way. As you obey, he fills you up, and there's more to do. He'll give you more to do, more to say. Sometimes you sit still and there might not be anything, but just listen, and he's downloading. So I just praise God for all of that. I'm so thankful for your lives on today. And each and every day, I pray that you are like feeling good, that you're feeling well. I wanted to know if you are out there and if you are listening right now, whenever you should watch this, because you can also post in the comments on YouTube. You can also post in the comments on my Facebook pages and all of those great things. Wherever this is streaming, it's streaming to Awesome God Radio, it's streaming to Awesome God Radio Facebook page, my Facebook page, YouTube. Yes, all of those things right there. But if you can tell me what is your positive song, and it could be something that changes, but what is the song that brings you positivity or that brings you happiness and joy? Like today I was in a little funk. I had a little sour mood for a little while today. I don't even know where it came from, but I was in. Do you ever go through that, like, just, I don't know, sometimes you wake up that way, but I didn't wake up that way today. Praise God. And that happens far and few in between. I'm so glad it didn't used to be that way, but now it is. And I'm so thankful to God for that. But I was in the mood today and I was like, "Ugh, you know what? Let me just turn on." And I just turned on YouTube, and I went straight for it. I actually like plugged it in because it doesn't pop up on my, you know how the things that you watch over and over again will pop up automatically. And it didn't pop up. So I was like, let me type this in there. And you know what I typed in? And I want you to share your happy song with me. Share your happy song. What brings you happiness and what brings you joy? For me, on today at this time, it was Erica Campbell's Positivity. And I was supposed to post that and send out that song today because it just brought me joy. Like after a while, I was just up dancing because it just has that rhyme and that rhythm and all of that just makes you want to get up and dance, or it made me want to get up and dance. And the song is positive. It's positive, right? It's about positivity and thinking in a positive manner, giving off that positive energy. I love the video as well. Tell me, you guys, what is your positive song or your happy song? I keep saying positive because I'm thinking of the name of the song. But what brings you joy? Like, what is that song when you're feeling blah, or you might just be in a funk, that you can put on and it can immediately bring you happiness or change the way you feel, or it could take some time. Like you might listen to it for a little while, you might start jamming a little bit, and then your whole mood change, your whole demeanor change, and all of that. And as artists, and I am not one, but as artists, I think that it would be safe to say that that is one of the things that they hoped or wished or wanted their song to do, was to bring joy, was to uplift your spirit, was to give you something else to think about, right? Maybe replace whatever it is you were feeling and what you were going through, and uplift you in some way. And I think that I would say that that's probably a part of an artist, what they want, their intention, what's behind what it is that what their motivation for making the song, for singing the song, for performing it the way that they did, like having the elevations and the tones in certain words and certain spaces of the song. Yeah, I'm sure that's mastery, you guys. That's mastery right there. And such a great and wonderful gift. So today, that song gave me life on today. It like rejuvenated me and made me feel alive, awake, and ready to just go. Like, yeah, like on those days when I might feel like, like yesterday, I was planning to go live today, but something will happen or something will cross my mind or what have you, and my whole mood will change, and I will just feel like I don't feel like it, or I don't want to do it. Something like that. I'll put on positivity. That's just one of the songs. that I work look that's working on me right now, on today, and in days to come. And right now, you know what, in this season right now, I can say for the last couple of weeks, that has been the song. Now my number one, Erica Campbell, I love you. I love you to death. I love Mary Mary. Oh my goodness. Or to life, rather. We're going to take that back. To life. We're going to change that to life. I love them to life. Their music is so inspiring and it's so inspirational. It's so encouraging and it speaks the word of God. It speaks the word of God. It speaks truth. It speaks light and it speaks life. And that's what I'm drawn to in music and in songs. And if it's not doing that, you probably won't hear, see me, or yeah, I probably won't be connected to it because that's what I that's what I need. I need that. And that's why, that's why I can maintain a joyful demeanor and decorum and all of those things. Those are some of the things that help, is listening to that music that inspires, that helps me to replace some of the things that I might be thinking in my mind. And it's like, girl, you need to step away. Have you ever felt like that? What is the song that gives the hey? Kay says Lovely by Kirk. Oh my gosh, yes. And Happy Feelings by Maze. Oh my gosh, those songs as well. Those are my jams. Those are my jams. If you're out, I know we've had a few family functions, and when Happy Feelings came on, it's time to hit the dance floor. Yes, that definitely can change a mood. What song can change a mood? Even, oh my gosh, what is her name? Now, see, I'm gonna get in trouble now. Even yes, and Christopher said "Stomp" by Kirk Franklin. That's another one. That's another one that will get your head bobbing, and get you just, you know, thinking proudly of yourself, and just finding the joy within, and just in a thankful mode. So, oh my gosh, all of those songs right there, they hit the nail on the head. And of course, what I was getting ready to say, my number one go-to is my girl Mary Mary Just Fine. That's my jam right there. I love Mary Mary Just Fine. Did I take one of yours? Yep. Being optimistic. Yes, the sound of blackness. Am I saying that right? Yes, the sounds of blackness. And not that I don't know them, and not that I don't know that song, but I was reading and I thought I read it wrong. Okay, with sounds of blackness. Yes. Be optimistic. That's right up there. That it has this word optimistic in it to help us. Like when you speak it, you start to feel it and you start to do it and you take on whatever that is. So that's why we have to be so careful and so mindful of what we watch, what we hear, what we're in the middle of, what's in your environment, because it pours into you, whether you want it to or not. It instinctively it does. And I was explaining and talking to Hope about this the other day, how it takes no effort, and sometimes you don't even recognize that a message influenced you until months later, weeks later, days later. You don't even know. I know sometimes I'll hear some songs, and I don't want to listen to them, but I'll hear them and I'll be in the midst and all of that stuff. And at the most inopportune time, the song will pop into my head. I'm like, see, that's why I didn't want to hear it. That's why I didn't want to hear it. Because everything, there's a place and a time for everything. But in those inopportune moments when you're whatever, it's like I didn't need to hear that right now. I didn't want to hear about whatever, I can't even think of what the song was or anything like that. But all I know is it's happened to me time and time again. It's not just one occasion, but it has happened. Has that happened to you? Has a thought just popped into your head? I don't that shouldn't at the absolute wrong time. Oh my gosh. Hey Jojo. Hey Jojo. My cousin Jolicia's here. Thank you guys so much for joining me on tonight. Thank you so much. So very much. Yes. As long as you keep your head to the sky. Yes. Yes. That one of those jams. You just turn it on, and it just gets you in a whole totally different mood and mode of thinking, especially when you're in a funk, you're feeling down, maybe you got some terrible news and all of that. And now these aren't things, just sharing, we're just sharing right now. These are things to help with that. They aren't the end all be all, magic potion to, cure everything, but they certainly do help with your emotional state at the time. At the time, you may be facing some emotional trials or tribulations and challenges at the moment. These are just um some tips, some added inspiration for you to help you go to a source of inspiration, just in case you didn't have any, or just in case you have some, and maybe we've helped you add a few more to your closet and your bank. I like using the word bank, yes, because I want it to flow to me. Yes, I do. I want it to flow to me. But yeah, add to your inspiration bank so that when you're feeling not quite, not quite yourself, or what have you, your jovial self and your mood and in yourself, you have something to grab a hold of. And of course, that's always the word of God. But we're talking about music right now and how it influences your mood, how it can influence how you feel and how you think, how you feel and how you think. Because I remember, I remember when um going to the club and going out and all of that, you put those certain songs on and they would get you rocking and get you rolling, get you ready for the clubs, get you ready to drink. If you're not drinking, get you ready to drink, and all of that. So music influences it. It influences your mood, it influences your behaviors as well. So we want to be mindful of those things, and just be mindful of them, and be accountable and responsible for the things that we're doing and the things that we are saying. So it is Happy Wellness Wednesday. I'm so glad to sit in with you guys on tonight, just for a short period, not very long, just for a short period. I wanted to just pop in because I saw some interesting things and I printed some information out I wanted to share with you guys. It is heartbreaking. Oh my gosh. And I'm going to say, for me, it causes me to be quiet. It causes me to shut down in many ways. It causes me to shut down in many ways. Still being able to function and everything, but not like, I don't want to share. I don't want to, take part. I don't want to do things. And but it is heartbreaking, all of the tragedies, the killings, and the all of it, whoever it is, all of the people, everything, it's all so, and we're all reeling from it. We're all reeling from it, you guys. We're all impacted. If we're not directly impacted, we're indirectly impacted in some way, shape, or form. And even just hearing about it days later, it's still impactful to you. And it could be just for a moment, however that should look. But we're definitely praying for all of those at all times who are facing any of those grieving situations where people's lives are being taken, right? People are taking it upon themselves to take people's lives. So, we are definitely praying about that. And we should definitely be talking more about uh resolutions. How, you know what? I not even we do there has to be great talk on gun control and all of those things, but the emotional trauma that we are facing, that our children, our kids are facing. I just had to give my daughter a big shout out and hug for just I couldn't imagine having to be in school, to have to concentrate, to have to get good grades and all of these things, and all of this stuff is going on. Oh my God, it's just so tremendous. And being teachers, or in the school system, in the education system, just period, at this time, man, when I was a kid, things were so very different, and I know many of you can relate to that. So definitely pray for our children, pray for mothers, pray for fathers, pray for teachers, pray for every professional arena out there. Pray for aunties and uncles, grandparents. Lift up everybody, you body. everybody, you guys, is what I meant to say. Lift up everybody in prayer. We want to be mindful that these are not things of God. No, they are not. He is definitely in control, but we have responsibility and accountability for our actions, and we have the choice to choose. We do have a choice to choose, and unfortunately, the choice for many has been, yeah, not good choices at all, damning choices, if I could say damning choices um to all of us, because we all kind of suffer the consequences for these happenings and for these tragedies, and the families, of course, first and foremost, who are right there, who feel it, who see it, who go through it time and time again. And if you think about the tumultuous, the after effects, the impact that people are going through again and again and again, and it's so hurtful, and it's so it's shameful. It's shameful. That's a whole other time for a whole other talk about this America that we live in, that's supposed to be land of the free and home of the brave. Anyway, so I'm gonna leave that alone, because that's a whole nother discussion, and we'll have that someday. Someday we'll have that. And when that those forums have been around and are around, and they are talking about it, and we need to do so on a community level as well. And there have been town hall meetings talking about that, but things have got to change. Things have definitely got to change, and we've got to do some effective things. And you know what? A part of that change is voting on July 19th. July 19th, you guys. I want us to remember, take accountability and responsibility, that voting is not is also about getting people out of office that are ineffective, that are not doing what they're supposed to do, that are taking the hands of justice, and just doing things in a subvert manner, that is motivated by money, that is motivated by greed, motivated by power, and all of these things. Get these people out of office, okay? And we have to choose from the voting pool, whoever is up, whoever is running. But it's not only about voting for them to get in, but it's about removing some of these people who are not doing what they need to do, not standing up and taking their positions seriously. They're not taking their position seriously. So get them out. Let's get them out. Our voting day for Maryland is July 19th. So I encourage you guys to make sure you're registered to vote. Make sure you're registered to vote. And I'll have voting information in the description section here. Make sure you're registered to vote. If you are not registered to vote, make sure you get registered so that you can vote. We've got to make some changes, effective changes, so that the changes that happen can be effective. Did I say that right? I think I did. I wrote that down, and I said it a couple of times, but just then it was a little bit different. But I hope it made sense. But in order for effective change to happen, we've got to change things. We've got to be effective in the changes that we made. Yeah, that's it. So just want to encourage you guys, each and everybody, your vote counts. Yep, it's a system and it's a process and all of that. But needless to say, it is a part of how our voices get heard as well. So please, please, please get out and vote. Find out where your polling station is. If you don't already know, you should have received, I don't have it with me, the little your voting card. Your voting card, I think ours came last month or a month or two ago, just reminding us where not where we're registered to vote, but where our polling station, just remind you where you're going to vote, where you can vote at. If your address has changed or anything like that, you can surely look it up and find out who the contact person is, or where you should be, who you should be contacting to find out maybe your polling station has changed or something like that. But don't let that stop you from voting because you just moved and you haven't changed all of your address information. Make the change. You get online, get to speaking with somebody that can help you move through that process so that it can be changed and you are ready to vote at your new polling station on July 19th. On July 19th. Now, I heard on the radio, it wasn't, I thought, believe DC had their they had voting, I think sometime this week or maybe last week, or it could have been yesterday. I think it was like either Monday or Tuesday. It was very recent. DC went through their voting process. And also I want to say VA do not, what is that? Yeah, that might not be right, but I know a couple places nearby to us, nearby to Maryland, have already gone through that process, and in other states as well, they've had voting go through as well. But ours here in Maryland is July 19th. I believe the date was changed to July 9th. Well, it was changed to July 19th. It was supposed to happen in June this month, earlier this month, but it was changed to July 19th. So make sure we get out there and vote. Get people out who are ineffective, aren't doing their jobs, taking advantage of power and prestige and, money and all of those things. Let's do our due diligence to get some new people in. And, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Get out there and vote, you guys. That's what I wanted to encourage you to do in making effective change. That's one of the ways that we can do that, make effective change. Also going to town hall meetings and things of that nature. Let me see. I wanted to talk about mental health as well. Okay, and Kay has wrote up not only that, yes, but taking the time to understand politics. Oh my gosh, because how many times have you said or have you heard that that's not my thing and all of that? And I think as you get older, it becomes more so. Now, as a young person, I have seen young people like enthralled. They love it, and so I'm not saying that no young person is into politics, but I think as you get older, when you're in that way and you're like, oh, I don't really follow politics that much, I don't know, I have chosen my people that I'm surely voting for, and I don't dive in. I'll just say it that way. I don't dive into politics. I don't know everything of everything, but I know some stuff. I know some stuff. I know enough. I read enough. Surely I could grow in that area and learn more. Yes, not saying that. Yes, because not only we have to take the time to understand politics and how things affect us, that's case note. Thank you, Kay. Understanding how things affect you, how they impact your state, your community that you live in. We do have to take the time to do that, you guys, because it's up to us. It's up to us when the stuff hits the fan. It's like, well, who did you vote? Well, how did they get in that position in order to have that power? So we have to do our due diligence. Yeah, some people, right, go vote for the sake of voting, and you just pick anybody. Let's not do that. Look at these people. Look at these people, what they're saying, and you could, what are they saying? What are they, what do you call it? What is their platform? What is their platform and what are they doing? Not just what are they saying, because you could say anything. I want to, I want this. You can say a whole lot of stuff, but what are you saying, and how are your actions, excuse me, how are your actions reflecting what you say, and do they mirror each other? So if they aren't lining up, and we can see some of that now with some of the stuff we voted on, but do your best. All we can do is do our best, get as much knowledge as we can, go out there and we have to be informed to make informed decisions, and to make the best choices that we know. You can only do your best. You can only do that your best in that part. People can, yeah, they can be deceiving. They can be all of these things. Excuse me. But we had to do our due diligence and find out. And I don't want to say anybody's name. I don't want to say anybody's name. And I don't want, yeah, on either side, whether I'm for or against, I don't want to say anybody's name. But these these are things that we need to know. We need to know that they do impact us, and sitting back after the fact or rising up after the fact, complaining about it. We're going to do that anyway, if things don't. But if you haven't voted, I know I've heard the argument that it's rigged and all of these things, and yeah, I don't participate, and it's a constitution thing, and people don't. You know what? We still have to do it. We still have to do it because we pay a horrible price. Our kids, we deserve more. Our kids deserve more. The generations that's coming after them, their kids, their grandkids, they deserve so much more. So we have to do our due diligence and take our responsibility. Hey, Tiff. Hey, good evening. Thank you guys for joining me on this evening. I appreciate you so very much. I am winding down with chat with Kat and friends. My last episode for the summer will be this upcoming Monday. I'm excited about it. Still putting it together and everything. Still waiting for some answers and some input, but nonetheless, I'm excited about it. Because if anything, you might just get a little bit of this. But we'll have a good time. We will have a good time. I promise you, there'll be guests. There'll be at least two. And there may be more because I think I'm having a topic that I want us to discuss. And I pray that you tune in Monday night at 6 p.m., 6 to 7 p.m. for the last chat with Kat and friends before we go on summer break. And I'm hopeful to return in September. Like I said, we're going to see. I'm planning for it, but we will see unless other things come out of, I'm just going for it. You guys. So pray with me as we grow, as we all and each grow individually and collectively. But did you see Monday's chat with Kat and friends? If you did not, you need to take a look at it. I had Jalen Jones with me and Prina Graham. Oh my gosh. And these boss queens, they knew the assignment and they came ready. Although Jada said she was nervous, as I don't know what, she did such an awesome job. I'm so proud of her. And Prina, oh my gosh, she has so much. We have to schedule something else later. And if it's not a pop-up throughout this summer, then she'll definitely be back September, October timeframe to talk to us about hair extensions and then the multitude of things that she does. And you guys, everybody that has been on a part of and attached to Chat with Kat and Friends, I'm so overwhelmingly excited for each and every guest that has honored me by saying yes and being a part of the show. None of them, like, I can only list like 2 or 3 things they do on the flyer. Everybody is so multi-talented, multifaceted, so professional and everything, and everything that they're doing in every area, so it's not just, I do this and that's it. Nope. Everybody, and I kid you not, I'm not lying or stretching it by any imagination. Everybody is so multi-talented, doing so many things. And it's okay if you just have the one or the two. It is okay. You start there and you professionalize that and you make it strong, you make it tight, and you grow that thing. But when you have so many other things that you're doing and you master them, and then sometimes, you have 5 things that you're doing and you got 2 strong things that you're running with, go with it. Don't let anybody tear it down, any of those things. Don't let anybody tear you down. And with that, that will speak into the rest of the things that you're doing, the rest of the creativity, the artistic moves, all of those things that you're doing will be enhanced by you just going and staying focused and what it is that you're doing. Thank you guys so much. Hey Meek, hey Meek. Thank you for joining Paparazzi Queen Mika. Hey you guys, tune in to Mika. You could put up your, if you have a business, put it up here. You know I love to shout it out. I love to shout out everybody and give everybody, you know, what it is I feel, what it is I feel in my own little way, your shout out. Just let me know what your business is so I can, or the name of it, because I know what everybody does, but the business name, yeah, a sister will mess that up real quick. So yeah, just type it. Just type it up. Just type it out there for me. Don't expect me to know that off the top of my head. Yeah, because I'll mess up a name real fast, real fast. So, okay, but I can read real good though. I got that down. I got that. I can look at it and read it real good. Okay, so moving right along. Glitzy Glam Gems. Check out me at Glitzy Glam Gems on Instagram and on Facebook, you guys. She has the Papa Jewels for you. She rocks them and will have you rocking them too. Have you buying them, you'll be broke and all of that. No, but you'll look good. You'll look good. And look, buy your fashions from Plus Size Ego, and connect to Kingdom Connections. Yes, and get with JoJo because she's going to inspire you. She's going to inspire the heck out of you, and you ain't gonna know what to do, but you're gonna be on cloud 255, knowing that you the it, right? Yeah, that's what she's gonna do for you. Okay, let's see. I wanted to talk a little bit about you are so welcome. I love you back. Oh my goodness, I love you back. I wanted to talk about just probably leave out of here on the mental health note. It is Wellness Wednesday, and I'm all about wellness. We want to be well in our pockets. Right, in the bank or wherever you keep your money. We want to be well financially. We want to be well spiritually. We want to be well beyond well in all of these areas. Also, we want to be well mentally, psychologically, and all of those things. We want to be well in our relationships. I wanted to mention that as well. Relationships. That's what all of this is. We're all in all of these different relationships, right? And it is worth the fight for a great relationship. It is worth not the fight. I'm going to take that word back. Yeah, that wasn't the right word at all, but it's worth the work. It's worth the work to do to talk it out, talk things through, have the hard conversations, have the heart to heart conversations, have the times when you had to sacrifice and you had to compromise. Yup, relationships are so worth that. Husband wife relationships are worth that. Friendships are worth that. Sometimes you might be the person encouraging and lifting and all of that, and then at another time the other person might be doing it for you, and you work together in your relationships and your friendships, in your marriages, in your sisterships, right, in your brotherly love relationships, all of those things, in with your fiancés, with your boos, all of those relationships, your kids, these are relationships that we have. One day it popped in my mind to have a show about blended families too. And we'll talk about and do something about that, about blended families, because I'm in a blended family and I have a blended family. And I know some of my family have blended families as well. We need to talk about that because it can be so funny and it can be so nerve-wracking sometimes as well when you're in blended families, and you have bonus kids and you got to deal with other parents and oh my gosh. So other parents and other relationships and all of these things, it can be very difficult. It can be fun, it can be light and all of those things too, but it can be so challenging at the same time. So just want to have a show to talk about that. Let's talk all of that out, see how that looks for you, see how it looks for me. That would be interesting, right? I didn't mean to fight. Do not, no fighting. No fighting. It's not worth the fight at all. But it is worth the work that she put into it. I want to strike that. Can I get a bleep? I need my sound person. Who's I don't have one of those. But it is definitely not no fighting. No fighting at all. I don't do that at all. So and I encourage you guys not to fight. Not to fight at all. But on the mental health side of things, and I talked about it a little bit in talking about the trauma that we're all experiencing, and we've all been at the, it's ugh, it's just hard. It's just so very hard right now with everything that's going on. But we're praying, we're hoping, we're believing, and the grace of God is sufficient. We're going to keep on believing that the grace of God is sufficient. He's going to keep on supplying our needs. He's going to keep on giving us breath. He's going to keep on giving us joy. We're going to keep tapping into his joy, reading his word, and all of those great things. And as we do that, we'll continue to grow, have increased faith, have increased favor, see the blessings of the Lord, because sometimes it's hard to see. It'll be like, okay, I don't feel favored right now, and I don't feel blessed right now. What is, and he knows about that. So, okay, moving on. I ran across this article on, I guess I was on CNBC's um website or their page, and I thought this was interesting. And the founder, what is he the founder of? He is the founder of a clothing line, man, that Walmart just bought. He made like three. Walmart acquired Bonobos, and I'm saying Bonobos. I don't know how to pronounce this. Bonobos. Bonobos. That's probably not right, but that's how I said. For $310 million in 2017. Um, and it's a clothing line, but at any rate, he's 43 years old. He's got this $310 million worth. It's worth $310 million to Walmart, that is. And that's how much they bought it for, this clothing line. And he wrote a book about being bipolar, being diagnosed with bipolar, and just going through that whole thing. And I just wanted to bring that up because it was remarkable. Is that the word? It was remarkable to me, or it struck me to see that, because he's so accomplished. And sometimes we feel that if you're so accomplished and you have all of this and you have all of that, you don't have any troubles. Now, we've seen that you do, but there's a higher echelon that you get, that sometimes I think we can sometimes feel that, oh, they're good. They have jets, they have maids and help, multiple houses, live in a mansion, and it's not. He has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and he struggles or has struggled. His struggle isn't as, in depth as it used to be, because he's a lot better. He's gotten the help that he's needed. He didn't even know, but he got the help that he needed through counseling and things of that nature. And I'm sure family and friends. And I'll leave it at that, because I don't know specifically. I don't know specifically, what the ins and outs of his therapeutic journey was. So I'll leave it just right there, because I only printed out a little bit of it. But he struggles to stay healthy while leading the hot venture-backed menswear. It's a menswear line. I'm still calling it Bonobo. So if you have a better name, if you can say it better, or the correct pronunciation, that is, then go ahead and say it or post it or something. I don't know. But it's Bonobos. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. But just to say that mental health struggles and challenges, they don't have a socioeconomic status. There is no color or culture that it does not or cannot touch. This is a real thing. This is a real thing. And you don't have to be, you don't have to have a whole amount of money and things, all of those things to, feel overwhelmed. You can be overwhelmed. Our children are overwhelmed, and some of them, to the point of needing extra help with just thinking things through, breaking it down, because it's so much information, there's so many things going on. So just wanted to bring that up because it is a thing, and I'll have a post, either I'll try to post it to my YouTube channel, but if it doesn't go to YouTube, I'll have it on my Facebook page. And his name is leaving me right now. Hayden. He's a NFL player. Hayden Hurst, that's his name. Hayden Hurst, Hurst, struggles with depression, and at one point in time, wanted to kill himself and was contemplating suicide. And we've heard it, and we know of it, and all of those things. But this is a real thing that's happening, and I don't believe his story is like new, but definitely the struggle is there. And the willingness inside of him, he started a foundation to help with that. You've heard Taraji P. Henson open up about anxiety and other and just being a mental health awareness advocate. These things, this is not real, and it's not like there's no respect of person. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much money you have, where you live, how little you have, how much you have, whether you have family, whether you don't have family, whether you talk to people every day, whether you don't talk. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. We've heard and read about so many people who oh man, her name is escaping me right now, and she won Miss America, and I was just crushed. I was crushed when I did hear of her, but I wasn't, I didn't follow her. I wasn't, an avid person who looked after like what's she doing next. Oh, I can't wait to see, and I can't think of her name. If you guys can think of it, post it please, so that I can say the name right. But she committed suicide, jumped off some high story, I want to say hotel balcony or something like that. And forgive me that the specifics have escaped me, because I wasn't even going to bring her up, but I just did. So, and I can't think of her name. But God rest her soul. She is uh have made a staple in the arena of media, because of just the force that she held while she was there. And she functioned very highly in her mental health struggles, and nobody knew. So it doesn't matter. Yep, mom was there, friends were there, her professional life soaring, everything. So these there's nothing there's nothing that there's nothing that separates that, and there's nobody is untouchable from this. So definitely it's something that we need to know about, we need to talk about. When you see it, when you see people withdrawing and having a tough time, sometimes it's noticeable on their face, or it's noticeable in their demeanor. Sometimes, now most times it is not, because we do a great job covering things up. America is a great deny country. We deny, deny, deny. So if you tell me to repeat that, I won't. And don't tell nobody. That's just between me and you, okay? The great denial, though, deny everything and anything. That's just what we do. And so we've been groomed to be great, big deniers of a whole lot of things, even when it comes to our health, even when it comes to our families and relationships and all of these things. So it's very easy to be deceptive in not feeling the greatest, feeling the worst, feeling like scum and all of these things. It's so easy to do that and still party, sing on a choir, preach. I don't know, be a DJ, be an event planner, whatever the case may be. I could still have a YouTube channel, still it doesn't matter. You could still do those things and still hate life, want to die, and all of those things. So um if you are in fact ever privy enough to see it or to recognize, the with withdrawing from people, not connecting, and there's a whole lot of things, but any of those things, reach out and send. I think one of my some advice I would give is to send some information, send professional information, because talking sometimes at a certain point, there's no talking. There's not a want to talk or a need to talk. It doesn't exist. So you can only do what you can do, right? In those situations, you can only do what you can do, and reaching out and trying to help and trying to be an encourager or try to be a motivator and all of those great things. But try. Don't take the I don't wanna and I'm fine and that, when you know that they've gone through a plethora of things, and it's gotta hurt. They've gotta be in pain. They've got to, although I'm fine. It's fine. I'm fine. It's okay. So just we want to just take accountability and responsibility. I wanted to hit also on yes, Chesley Chris. That is her name. That is her name. Thank you so much, Kay. That is her name. Yes. And she, it does. If you were to read about everything, I just that was astonishing to me. That was so astonishing to me. Did not I think I was a wreck for the rest of the day. And I'm not even family. So you can imagine how her family and close friends felt. I'm all the way in my little, she don't know me, and that's how it is for some people. Everybody doesn't respond in that manner or whatever. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying how we're impacted. We're impacted by so many things that we are connected to. And sometimes some things more than others, and in more abrupt ways and manners than others. So, be gentle, be kind, be compassionate, extend a little extra wherever and whenever you can, however your mood will allow you to. And you might need to put yourself in however that looks for you, however that looks for you. Everyone is really fragile right now, is what it appears to be, and how I think that it is. And discussing things, communication is so big and so huge. I've been on for almost an hour. Oh my gosh. Okay. I did want to bring up one other thing. Yes, she did. She struggled for years and nobody knew. Nobody knew. I didn't read all the articles and everything on it. Because after a while, it's just hers is like, oh my gosh, I can't do it anymore. Um, but I know her mother has recently, like in the last 2 or 3 months, she's had an interview of some sort, just sharing that, they didn't know, and they're close. Her and her mother, they were close. So, you know you can only do what you can in those situations. But there was an incident in on CNN. I'm not the biggest CNN fan, but on CNN they reported a child dying in a car. And I know this isn't the first one that I read of, and it's just heartbreaking. Every death is heartbreaking. um every death is heartbreaking, but the child was left inside of the car, while the mom went in the house to decorate and prepare for her daughter's birthday. Um, and she forgot her son was in the car, like in the back seat. Man, and I know I've seen several reportings, and it's just awful. It's just awful. Heat stroke is a thing. But I wanted to point out, not to gloss over that, because that is definitely horrible and traumatic for everyone involved, for the community, everyone. And it not it keeps happening, but it happens again and again and again. I don't know what I don't know what to do about that. We're doing so many things. We have to slow down. Uh, um, and as was stated in the article, she just had so many things to do, and her mind was on whatever it was she had to do. Somebody would say, I, I don't. That's not a reason. That's not an excuse. But that's what happened. That's all I can say. That's what happened. As far as what the article reported, she was very inundated with things to do. I didn't say that in a way that I'm sorry. She was very inundated with things to do, and she didn't recognize her and her daughter, because her daughter was with her too, her 8-year-old daughter. The report says her daughter was 8 and her son was 5. And they didn't even recognize he was not in the house with them until about 2 or 3 hours later. Yeah, that happened. That happened. That happened. And has happened in various areas. This was in Houston, this particular one. I can't say for sure that we've had one or two or more here in Maryland, but I know that there have been incidents and incidences, and there have been incidences, in other places as well. We are just doing so much. What the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, wow, recommends is that of caregivers just don't leave your children in the car unattended. I know when Hope was little, I never did. I was too afraid. I was too afraid to leave her or Marquise in the car for anything. I was too afraid to, because, well, one, and I'm sorry that I'm laughing. It's definitely not a funny situation, but I don't want nobody jumping my car, taking my car. My child is in the bag. So that, for me, I was not leaving my child in the car, because situations were happening where I was, and I wasn't only here in Maryland. I was in Virginia. I was in Germany. Nope. Situations were happening everywhere. Everywhere is got their situation. So don't think that, yeah, some places might be a little bit better than others, but by and far, situations are happening everywhere. People are doing things that they're not supposed to do everywhere, breaking the law and, different things. Anyway, so I myself, I'm afraid, I just didn't want to. And of course, I had my moments where, well, I'm just gonna be real fast, but I never did, because I was afraid that something would happen. Something would happen, and especially in a hot car. And when it's hot, no, don't leave your child in the car. And it's a headache. It can be a headache. Take them out. You got to unstrap this, and because they make the car seats now so difficult. When I was strapping my nephew Avery in one time, I was like, "Good gosh, what in the world?" And this was like earlier in his earlier years. He's growing up so nicely. But anyway, I remember, car seats have changed so much. It's so many straps. So it can be a bit much to unstrap, take this out, and also there are some car seats you just push the button and it pop up, and you can pop your child out, and it's easy peasy, right? So at any rate, take the time. It's worth it. We were talking about it's worth it with relationships. It's worth it. It's worth it to take the time to do that, and take the child out, than to risk any time. And I do have a statistic that they have for for heat stroke for kids. Kids' body temperatures heat up a lot faster than ours. I didn't know that. But their body temperature, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, their bodies heat up a lot faster than ours. And that's also according to the National Safety Council. But yes, thanks, Kay. She said it's true. We're sleep deprived, and we're trying to do a billion things at one time. We're trying to, oh my gosh. And God bless us, because most of the time we got it, and it's we're handling it. We've come to a place now where we're handling it. We're managing all of these things, and we are doing it with ease some of the time. Some of the time. Don't get me, because I'm not saying everybody all the time, but some of the time it's with ease, and it just becomes the way that we are. If I'm not doing 5 things, I feel like I'm empty. I feel, oh gosh, get over that. Get over that. I have heard that before. Get over it. Don't take that on. Don't take that on. We are multitasking and we're super distracted. Oh my gosh, yes. Make sure, yep. And that's one of the tips that they have too. I've made sure to keep stuff in the back seat, right? So that to go to the back seat. To go to the back seat. Sometimes, and I think that sometimes we can, because when I saw this, that was one of their tips, was to place your suitcase, I'm sorry, your briefcase or your purse in the back seat, because you're going to turn around and get that. Now, immediately I was like, well, do I care more about my purse than my baby? I don't see. That's the overthinking in me. That's the overthinking and the overanalyzing. And it's not to say that. It's not to say that at all. What it does say is sometimes our children are asleep. They're very quiet, and we'll forget. You can easily forget. Not that you forget them and you don't love them, but they're asleep. They're so quiet, and things are finally quiet. Maybe they're finally quiet, and you're like, you know what? Oh my gosh, I just want to get out of the car and take my shoes off, sit back, have a glass of wine, and so you're gone. You're like, okay. Your thought has gone. Your thought process is get out the car. It's quiet. I'm gonna sit back. Da 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 da. And that's how quickly something like that can happen. That's how quickly and innocently it can happen. Okay. Yes, thank you. And it just says Facebook users. They said they panicked when they left. Yup, when you left your purse in the car, and Lord knows, right? You would have lost your mind. You would lose your mind if somebody got in your car and took your purse. You left your purse in the car. So therefore, we have to do things. We might have to do things a different way, so that we could just be more mindful. And it doesn't mean you don't love your child. It doesn't mean they didn't love their child. It doesn't mean they didn't pay enough attention to them or anything like that. It just happens innocently. No one ever, yeah, I'm sure she didn't set out that day to say, oh, I'm going to leave my son in the car, in this hot car, and do what I got to do. That was definitely not the plan. So, and nobody's plan. So if you should think that, get that out of your mind. Get that out of your mind. But the one about, my papers are out of order now. I'm definitely not a reporter, am I? But I wanted to bring up these things because they're highly important. They're highly important. Yes, the body temperature of a child rises quickly, much more quickly than it does in adults. So heat stroke starts to set in for them a lot faster. The body temperature of 107 degrees can be fatal. That's according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, and that's NHTSA. I was like, what is that? So I was able to look that up. And that was there. But yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that their body temperatures rise quicker than adults. Who knew? You probably knew because you all of that in a bag of chips. But I sure didn't know that. And that's just good information to know. It might come up in a conversation. I'll be like, yeah, like I know. But I don't do stuff like that. But at any rate, that's it. Just wanted to point those things out. Drive you to my channel. Subscribe to Chat with Kat and Friends. Please, oh, please, oh, please share the page. Help my channel to grow. Over the summer, what I plan to do, so I stopped the every Monday interviews, and what I'll do is like pop-ups here and there, especially of those who I have already interviewed, because I'm going to stop in on Steve's self-defense, one of his self-defense classes, because I need to learn some stuff. I need to relearn some stuff. I was good at combatives when I was in the military, and when I was in the military, United States Air Force. Yes, yes, give a shout out to all the veterans and all of my military brothers and sisters out there. But yes, just learning, relearning, and getting retooled on some stuff. And if you already have had self-defense class, if you do a refresher, I recommend him. Check out his interview on my channel, Chat with Kat and Friends. He is on Instagram, Steve Self Defense. Check him out. Check out his prices. He has groups. He does groups. And the schedules, I'm sure, are posted on his Instagram page, or he'll be able to let you know that. I'll stop in on him and a few other people as well. A few other people. I've had some great and wonderful professional Black businesses featured on their channel, and I'm so very proud. I'm very excited about that. And would and love to continue on in that. And we will see. That's what I'll leave it at, and we will see. But I will be jumping out there, going to a few different places, you know, as willfully that we can. COVID, I think it's on, so we'll see. We'll see how that all works out. We'll see how that all works out. But that's what I look forward to doing on this summer. As well as, just chilling, chilling and, you know, taking the time to enjoy summer, doing some traveling, and all of those great things. So you guys subscribe to Chat with Kat and Friends. Check out the interviews, all of that resourceful information that's out there. Connect with people, those people who have interests that interest you, or maybe have products that you're interested in. Connect with them, because they are ready and willing. They are ready and willing to talk to you about their product. They're about their products. There are also, see, Mama, I was already on to my next thing, but there are also some financial literacy experts that I've interviewed as well. Oh my gosh, you guys, that's just a bunch of information there. So if you can, and if you will, take a look at the interviews, and all of the links and their information. It is this is listed out in the description section, each one of them. And share it as well. Share it as well. If you heard somebody talk about financial planning, or maybe planning for retirement, there's an interview for that as well with my sister Paulette and her husband Paul Lewis. They're great at that, and they might not be the only ones, but definitely for sure they are there. It's just a plethora of information. Wellness, health and wellness, financial wellness. That's what we're all about right here. We're all about motivating, uplifting, inspiring, and encouraging. Right? We are empowered, on the move, and having global impact, you guys. That's what you're doing. And I'm so thankful to share in this in this venue with you guys, how we can do it virtually now. God is good. I just, it comes with a lot of stuff sometimes. Sometimes, you got the good with the bad and some things, but you know what? By and far, use it as God places in your heart and sees fit for you too, for the goodness of others, for the greatness of others, exploring and revealing those truths that are there. And sometimes it's hard to see, it's hard to feel, and just relating. And yes, yes. Hey, oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God be praised. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on this evening. I look forward to popping in again, and I hope that you hang with me at that time as well. Look for me on, I'll say, Friday. Oh no, because I gotta work. we're going to do this again. No, we'll do it again. And I'll have it streamed to my Facebook page just as I do on today. But thank you guys so much for hanging. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your engagement and your comments. God be praised for you and your families and everyone that you're connected to, all those who will watch this at a later date, maybe even next year. You'll see it when you need to see it, and it'll give you everything that you need for that moment, at that moment. I'm speaking that into existence, and I'm believing God for it, and I'm believing for you as well. I pray that your mental health is intact, your spiritual health and wellness is intact, and if it isn't, that it gets stronger, that you seek that professional help. Yep, because we've had some of those mental health awareness persons here as well. There's some great information about mental health, about wellness, and all of those great things. If you need it, it's here. Hey, subscribe to the channel, like my Facebook page, Emerging to Wellness as well. God is good, and He is blessing you even right now. If it didn't feel like it, you go to Him, pray about it. He'll pour into you and have you connect with someone, a place or something like that, where you can get some of the vital information that you need to enrich you spiritually, and it be a powerful thing as well. God be praised for you. I am out of here, and I will see you guys later. Subscribe to Chat with Kat and Friends. Thank you so very much. Have a great night, you guys. Bye. Thank you.